once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me, Sajid, what. It's like, we need to start figuring out how to tell when someone is trying to fool you, someone is trying to lie to you, when someone is trying to deceive you in any way. So today we're having a conversation about how to detect when someone is lying to you. And as a person who is very, 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 very silly sometimes, I tend not to see the lies from a mile off. And it's either you can't tell when someone is lying to you, or you're extremely paranoid and you think everyone is lying to you. Like, I have no middle ground. That's how I live my life. That's how I operate. You're either lying to me or I'm paranoid about your lies. And it is such a hard state or a tough state to be in generally, because you really want to know. But like, how can I tell beforehand so that I avoid the paranoia and I am well aware of what's going on in my surroundings. Surroundings is very important. Situational awareness is very, very important. And so I don't know when people are lying to me half the time. Do you know when people are lying to you?
Sometimes it's rather obvious when somebody is lying to you. I feel like as a country, as a nation, we have been taken through a series of gaslighting and lies and a lot of, falsehood and dishonesty. And we are all on guard, even people who are hoping to join the space tomorrow as the president speaks. We are all gathered there and just saying, I can tell, even by the voice, I will know if he's lying. I can't wait to tell him, you are a liar. You are a liar. So I feel like sometimes you can know when somebody is lying, especially when they contradict themselves. You're telling me this, but earlier on you had told me a different version of what you're telling me right now. So what does that mean? Either way, you lied. Either you lied before or you're lying right now. But just because if your story is not adding up, if 1 + 1 is not 2, you're lying.
I think another one is like the body language, especially when it comes to like people averting their eyes when they're lying to you. Most people, when you lie to someone, you feel guilty already, so it becomes very difficult to look someone in the eye as you're telling them this lie. And automatically, if someone is trying to avert their eyes when they're talking to you and when you're trying to clarify something, like, did you do it or did you not do it, and they kind of dart their eyes, they're not like looking at you straight in the eye, it's often a sign of microaggression, because their conscience is not allowing them to say this thing fully. There are people who are say pathological liars. Those ones you don't even know, like our president. You don't know. You can't, like, they're pathological. They lie even when they don't have to lie. It's just lie upon lie upon lie with no direction, no agenda, just lying for the sake of lying. So those ones are a bit harder to manage and to figure out. But like for a regular person, if they're darting their eyes away when they're looking, like, did you do it, and they're like looking away, trying to look at literally anything else except you and your face, they're probably lying.
Yeah, and also nervous habits. Sometimes we mistake them for tics or for just natural things that happen. We've become familiar with the lip bites. When the lip is bit, the lie is about to flow like nonsense. The price of unga is about to be explained. So I feel like these are some of the things we become very familiar with, or touching of the face, or even changes in the pitch of voice. Somebody was talking to you normally, and then when they're about to lie, they either go very low, they're like, let me explain, Linus, let me explain, or they go very high and they say, let me explain. Just look out for those changes in pitch. Maybe not like a detect. There's this TV series called Lie to Me. Not that expert analysis of
microaggressions,
but just the things you can see when you look at somebody. You're like, I think I'm being taken advantage of.
I think another one is like unnatural and stiff body movements. Oftentimes, it's like you're trying to force your mind, as you're lying to someone, you're trying to force your mind to agree with your body. And so with the nervous tics and like the pinching of the ear, the biting of the lip, the weird fidgeting and movements, a lot of people have known that as like a lie, like tells of a liar. So sometimes it's like someone will just like sit very still with like very minimal movement, so it looks odd, but you're like, they're trying not to move any other part of their body so they can convincingly lie to you. For example, you're just talking to someone and they're like, yeah, but I told you. I told you I didn't do anything. It's like, you're trying to tell me you're not going to. But I told you. You're trying to tell me you're really not going to try and move any part. Like there's a stiffness to it. There's a stillness to the way their body is.
If
It's
I
like,
don't move, they won't see me.
I said what I said. You know, it's like the least amount of movement for them is a sign of convincingly lying to you. So just watch out for that as well.
And sometimes like over exaggerations and over explanation and very vague and long conversations or answers to something that's very straightforward
Like
could
a
be
yes
an
or no
indicator of
question.
lying. For example, were there protests yesterday? And you say, instead of yes or no, you say, Mr. Speaker, as a matter of fact, I am a digital expert. Those images were doctored. Those images, in fact, were photoshopped. Or somebody said, did you know that somebody died? And you say, let me explain to you that 4.2 billion was looted, government expenditure. It was a yes or no. Yes or no. But you trying to explain to us about the businesses that have been lost, the amount of money that has been spent. We're like, did somebody die? Yes or no? Were there protests? Yes or no? If they start explaining a lot, they're a lie.
It's a lie.
Yes.
It's right there. Another one is, this one is usually very funny. It's like a display of an emotion that is not in the right place. For example, someone is asked, there was a child that died. And he says, wait, you mean which child? There was one that, which
the rubber
one?
bullets.
The rubber bullets one? Laughing when you're being asked about the death of a child. That is highly inappropriate.
Yeah.
So you will find some of these things happening quite a bit. You will find that they are being asked as simple a question as, did you give money for people to go and squander? Did you give money for people to actually go and loot businesses and vandalize businesses? And you're like, you know, the police have independence. They work independently from me. I don't control the police.
no idea.
In fact, my government has decided for the longest time that we are not going to force the hand of the police. They work independently. But we're like, aren't you the commander-in-chief? Aren't you the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Kenya? Isn't that like your title? CEG. Isn't that it? Okay, cool. Let's do it. So those are lies.
True. Also overreacting. When you overreact to something that is so simple, it begs the question of, where is this emotion coming from? Where is all of this coming from? For example, I asked you very simply, where did this money go? And you blow up at me and you say, in fact, you know, even your father was a thief. And I'm just like, hey. All I asked is, hey, there was money here. You walked in and there's no money here. Perhaps you could have seen who took it. Maybe you could offer an explanation. It's a very simple thing. But once you blow up, I had this example at a family gathering thing that happened where somebody stole money from somebody's purse. And this lady came out and she was shouting, hey, somebody has stolen 500 from my purse. Somebody blah, 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 blah. And then my cousin who was sitting right next to me told me, she's lying, it was 200. you see, like, if everything is happening just like that, emotion is not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're saying somebody has stolen money from you. Very valid. Yes, I should be angry. I should be looking for the person who has done this. I have been wronged. But at the same time, there was a lot of drama in the way she was saying this money has been stolen. You could have said it was $1 million. She was running around throwing people's handbags. And just like, 500 shillings is what is causing the commotion. And then the actual culprit tells me, babes, it's actually 200 shillings. I don't know why she's doing all of that. So yeah, those explosive emotions are clear indicators.
Now, another one that is very, very common, and you will hear it quite a bit, when someone says, to be honest, believe me when I tell you.
Let me tell you.
In fact, if I can be so honest as to inform you, those are usually signs of lies. This is someone actually, it's like a coping mechanism of you trying to convince you, as the liar, you're trying to convince yourself that this is actually true. It's like you're almost cooing yourself and like like soothing yourself by telling yourself, yeah, that's actually true. That's the truth. I stand by that. I'm standing on it. 10 toes down, but in reality, it's probably not true. Anyone who tries to phrase something in a way that is convincing is probably lying to you. Like, if I'm being entirely honest, I don't like that my hair looks the way it looks today. It's true. I probably don't like the way my hair is looking today. But I'm also trying to convince myself as I am telling you that I don't like something. It's like almost like giving you a truth in a way that is more palatable to you by convincing you that I believe in what I am saying. True. And this one is very, very, oftentimes this will be the most clear one. Why would you repeat yourself? What is the point of telling me the truth is? Just tell me the truth. Yeah. Like if I ask you, hey, did you take my CDF money and use it to buy a new chopper? And you're like, to be entirely honest, I just asked you a yes or no question. Did you take it? Did you not take it? Just say, yes, I took it, or no, I didn't. Like, it's just that simple. To be honest, I took some of it and I don't care. I just want to know, yes, did you take it? No, did you take it? It's just that simple.
And also evasion and complete deflection and even dismissing the person who's asking you for something or just changing the topic altogether. That grinds my gears because how dare you dismiss me like that? I ask you, a 12-year-old child was shot dead by the police. He had 9 gunshot wounds. You know, even if it's
rubber
stray bullets.
Stray bullets, yeah.
The intentionality of shooting somebody 9 times
in the back, which means they were running,
is not a stray bullet. And also it's a 12-year-old. So what do you have to say about this? And you turn around and instead of saying, okay, that was gross negligence, that was murder, that was a crime that was committed,
investigations will be had,
sort of accountability, you turn around and say, let me actually tell you about a case that happened in Ngong where the rioters overpowered the police.
From the police.
Took the guns
and started
from the
shooting
police
at people.
And started shooting at protesters. And you're just like, okay, Mr. President, the case I'm telling you about what happened in Rongai.
Specific.
I'm asking about a case that happened in Rongai where a child was shot dead. And you say, but he's alive. No,
he's not alive.
Now let me tell you about the case in Ngong where they overpowered the police.
Unrelated.
I have been mad the last couple of weeks because I just don't like being lied to. You know, you're an adult. Nobody's going to beat you. There will be consequences to your lies, but at the end of the day, you're an adult.
You are.
You have absolutely no reason to lie.
Own up to your mistakes.
You're not a child at somebody is going to pinch you or slap your bum. Nothing.
And it's just weird. I think the worst one and the most explicit one that we've seen so far, when we have interacted with liars, is the changing in tone or pitch and the speed of talking. You know, when you ask someone, what is going to happen? Are you going to drop this bill altogether, or are you not going to drop this bill? What's happening? And you tell us in a very stern, father-like tone, that there will be consequences to all of these people who tried to go against me. And then very quickly the next day, tell us, oh no, my children, I understand where you're coming from. That is a complete change in tone. This person completely changed from the person that they were yesterday when they were being stern with you, and now they're a completely different person. What does that mean? It means one of those two things were a lie. One of those two things were a lie. You now choose intelligently, analyze, listen, and try and track which was the truth and which was the lie. Ultimately, you got lied to either way. And it is so sad that this is the conversation that we're having today, because honestly, it's kind of crazy. The fact that you can't even get into a taxi and feel safe because you're not sure if the person who is in the taxi, the driver of the taxi, is trying to question you so that you can be abducted as well. You're not too sure. You are very scared. That is a scary state to be in. The fact that you're not too sure the person that you're protesting next to, whether or not they have been fully paid by the people who have paid them, and you're not too certain that by the end of this protest, by the end of this walk, you are safe, that's a problem. The fact that we have not seen any PPPs, police escorts, along the roads. Have you seen anyone? You've not seen anyone. All their flashing lights and there are 1,000-kilometer speeds on the roads. No one
Not
has
even
been on the roads.
overtaking.
Nobody has been overtaking. Nobody has been blocked on the road, on the side of the road with your windshield broken because you're trying to run with this police and the other members of parliament. No one. Everyone has disappeared. Everyone is quiet. The fact that we are being antagonized by additional 14,000 Kenya shillings to an already exorbitant salary to our members of parliament. All of these things are just microaggressions and ways to divert from the reality, which is we're all in a bad state of affairs, but that's how you spot a liar. That's been our show. My name's Kathomi Kathomi.
And my name is Turife. I'll see you tomorrow.
Static.